I think he did well. You know, none of them walk away. Both of them smiled. They shook their hands. And I think it's going to take time, a lot of meetings. I think next step is going to be that Kim is going to come to Washington. But it is a progress. It's better than don't say, you know what, I'm out of here.
Ivana Trump died last week from injuries she suffered during a fall.
Ivana Trump, socialite, businesswoman, and former wife of Donald Trump, lived a life filled with glamour, success, and high-profile relationships. But behind the glitz and headlines, her final marriage was marked by unexpected twists, heartbreak, and tragedy. In this video, we uncover the tragic story of Ivana Trump's last marriage, a love story that began with passion but ended in sorrow. From whirlwind romance to shocking loss, Ivana's journey in her final years was far from the fairy tale life many imagined. How did her last husband's untimely death affect her? What were her final days like? And how did her own passing leave the world in shock? Stay with us as we explore the heartbreaking final chapter of Ivana Trump's life. From ski slopes to stardom. Ivana Marie Zelníková was born on February 20th, 1949, in Gottwaldov, Czechoslovakia, which is now called Zlín in the Czech Republic. Her father, Milos Zelníček, was an electrical engineer. Her mother, Marie Frankova, was a telephone operator. Ivana grew up in a Catholic home. Family and religion were important to her. She was a very good skier from a young age. Her father helped her learn to ski when she was 4 years old, and she got better quickly. She was good enough to be on the junior national ski team. This meant she got to travel outside of communist Czechoslovakia. Her skill at skiing gave her chances that most people in Czechoslovakia did not have. These trips helped her learn about the world and prepared her for what she would do later in life. She went to Charles University in Prague and got a master's degree in physical education in 1972. While she was at the university, she was also on a children's TV show in Czechoslovakia called Pan Tau in 1970. In 1988, Ivana told reporters that she was chosen as an alternate for the Czechoslovak ski team at the 1972 Winter Olympics. She said she specialized in downhill and slalom skiing. But Peter Pospisil, who worked for the Czechoslovak Olympic Committee, said that there was no record of her being on the team. In 2021, Snopes reported that Czechoslovakia did not send any women alpine skiers to the 1972 Winter Olympics. This makes it seem unlikely that what Ivana said was true. Ivana's first marriage. In 1971, Ivana married Alfred Winkelmeyer. He was an Austrian ski instructor and a friend, but the marriage was not romantic. Ivana married him so she could get Austrian citizenship. This would let her leave Czechoslovakia legally and still be able to see her parents. After she became Ivana Winkelmeyer, she got her Austrian passport in March 1972. The next year, she got a divorce from Winkelmeyer in Los Angeles, California. He had moved there to teach skiing. After the divorce, Ivana went to live in Canada. She had been seeing George Stadell, a writer of songs and plays. He died in a car crash in 1973. After he passed away, Ivana moved to Canada to live with George Siravatka. She had been seeing him since 1967. Siravatka had left Czechoslovakia and gone to Canada in 1971. He owned a ski shop in Montreal. Even though Ivana said they were married, they never actually got married. In Canada, Ivana worked as a ski teacher and as a model. She lived in Montreal for 2 years. During that time, she went to night school at McGill University to get better at speaking English. Modeling was just a job for her. It wasn't what she wanted to do for a living. She modeled for places like Eaton's and for the designer Oleg Cassini. She also did some advertising work for the 1976 Summer Olympics that were held in Montreal. Her early years in education were the start of the amazing life she would go on to have. This included her well-known marriage and the important part she played in the business and fashion worlds. A love story built on ambition. In 1976, Ivana met Donald Trump. At the time, she was living in Montreal, working as both a ski instructor and a model. She had moved to Canada from Czechoslovakia in search of new opportunities. During a modeling assignment in New York City, she caught Donald's attention. While dining with other models, he made sure they had the best table and joined them. In her memoir, Raising Trump, Ivana recalled how Donald struck up a conversation with her. He wasn't overly flirtatious, and she appreciated his polite and well-mannered approach. At the time, Ivana was casually dating someone in Montreal and wasn't looking for a serious relationship. However, Donald's determination won her over. He sent her 100 roses, treated her to extravagant dinners, and stayed in touch regularly. Even after she returned to Montreal, he called her every other day for 3 months. One of his grand gestures was flying to Canada to surprise her at a runway show. Their bond grew stronger around Christmas when Donald invited her to Aspen for a vacation. This trip became a defining moment in their relationship. On New Year's Eve, Donald confidently told her, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Despite their short time together, Ivana was drawn to his energy and ambition and agreed to marry him. On April 9th, 1977, they were married in a grand ceremony at Marble Collegiate Church in New York City. Their honeymoon in Mexico brought unexpected news. Ivana realized she was expecting their first child. On December 31st, 1977, she gave birth to their son, Donald Jr. They later welcomed their daughter Ivanka in 1981 and their youngest son, Eric, in 1984. Their partnership extended beyond marriage into business. Donald gave Ivana a key role in his growing real estate empire, appointing her as Vice President of Interior Design at the Commodore Hotel, which he was turning into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Her design expertise played a crucial role in the success of the project. She continued to leave her mark on major developments like Trump Tower and the Trump Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City. Eventually, she became the president of the Plaza Hotel. Ivana's role in Trump's business empire and her work ethic were captured in the 2018 Netflix documentary miniseries, Trump, An American Dream. The series portrayed her as a determined and dynamic woman who stood alongside Donald, challenged him, and played a major role in his success. Divorce from Donald Trump.
How are you, Ivana? You all right?
I'm doing great.
Are you happy in yourself?
Yes.
Because it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster for you, hasn't it?
It's for everybody. How are you doing?
Well, I'm all right. Never been divorced myself, Ivana.
Their marriage, which once seemed strong, began to fall apart. During Christmas in 1989, while on vacation in Aspen, Ivana had an unexpected and shocking encounter. She came face to face with Marla Maples, Donald's mistress. Caught off guard, Ivana confronted Maples, who boldly expressed her feelings for Donald. Recalling the moment, Ivana later shared, "This young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, 'I'm Marla, and I love your husband. Do you?' Ivana, standing her ground, shot back, 'Get lost. I love my husband.' Their heated exchange did not go unnoticed. Witnesses saw the tense argument unfold, and soon, the media caught wind of the scandal. The story spread quickly, turning their private turmoil into a headline-grabbing spectacle. The fallout was immediate, marking the beginning of the end for Ivana and Donald's marriage.
Well, I don't want to talk about her. She's a showgirl, never achieved anything in her life.
Ivana and Donald's marriage began to fall apart under both public scrutiny and private struggles. Though they tried to keep life as normal as possible for their children, the damage to their relationship was beyond repair. By February 1990, tensions between them had reached their peak. In a dramatic move, Donald barred Ivana from accessing her office at the Plaza Hotel, setting off a bitter legal fight over their prenuptial agreements. As their marriage crumbled, personal tragedy struck. In October 1990, Ivana's father, Milos Zelnicek, passed away unexpectedly at 63. Adding to the family's grief, it later emerged that he had been an informant for Czechoslovakia's intelligence service, further complicating the emotions surrounding his death. Despite their ongoing divorce and personal conflicts, Donald remained by Ivana's side during her mourning period, offering support in her time of need. Their high-profile split quickly became global news. The situation escalated further when Ivana accused Donald of indecent assault and abuse in court documents, turning their already contentious divorce into an even bigger media storm. The press coverage was relentless. At the same time, Ivana faced renewed scrutiny over her own past. On February 14, 1989, the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., suggested launching an investigation into Donald Trump's potential ties to Czechoslovakia, based on details from a confidential source. A week later, the FBI's New York field office began looking into the matter, reportedly continuing the inquiry for at least 2 years. In March 2023, new revelations surfaced about Ivana herself. Reports confirmed that she had been under investigation by the FBI's counterintelligence division due to allegations linked to her native Czechoslovakia. This disclosure added another layer of complexity to an already dramatic period in her life. In the end, Ivana secured a sizable divorce settlement. She walked away with $14 million annual child support payments of $650,000, their home in Connecticut, an apartment in Trump Tower, and the right to spend 1 month each year at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, you would like to get back?
Nope. No way.
Oh, but you must love him so much.
Oh, I think he's great, but I don't want to come back.
Although their marriage ended in turmoil, Ivana and Donald eventually found a way to co-parent peacefully. Their children remained their top priority, and over time, they built a civil relationship. A clear sign of their mutual respect came in 2017, when Ivana attended Donald's presidential inauguration. Her presence at the event demonstrated their ability to put aside personal differences for the sake of family unity. Despite their past disagreements, Donald continued to appreciate Ivana's perspective and often turned to her for advice. Former White House aide Omarosa Manigault-Newman shed light on this connection, stating that Donald frequently relied on Ivana's insights even while in office. Marla Maples, Donald's second wife, acknowledged the tension that remained between her and Ivana. She expressed regret over their strained relationship, hoping Ivana would one day forgive her. Marla also spoke about her deep love for Ivana's children and her desire for harmony. Though she and Ivana never reconciled, Marla maintained a strong bond with her stepchildren and made sure her daughter, Tiffany, saw them as family.
Donald Trump gathered with his family in New York today for the funeral for his late ex-wife, Ivana Trump.
Following Ivana's passing, Donald paid tribute to her, calling her a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led an inspirational life. His words highlighted the lasting connection they shared, proving that, despite their past, they had moved beyond their conflicts. Ivana's life was filled with both triumphs and hardships, but through it all, she remained strong. Her journey, shaped by resilience and determination, stands as a testament to her ability to overcome challenges and leave behind a lasting legacy. Reinventing success after divorce.
Welcome to the House of Ivana.
She's the queen of the home shopping network.
And I call the fragrance courageously feminine, irresistibly romantic.
After her highly publicized divorce from Donald Trump, Ivana Trump focused on creating her own empire. She developed clothing lines, fashion jewelry, and beauty products, selling them through popular shopping networks like the Home Shopping Network and QVC London. In 1995, she launched the House of Ivana, a fashion and fragrance company with a showroom on Park Avenue in New York City. She used her well-known name and strong business sense to grow her brand. By 1998, Ivana expanded her ventures beyond fashion and into media. She invested in Croatia, a country that held sentimental value for her as a favorite vacation spot of her parents. She purchased a 33% stake in Globus, Croatia's second-largest daily newspaper, showing her willingness to explore different industries. Not all of her projects were successful. The Ivana-branded Bentley Bay development in Miami, Florida, filed for bankruptcy in 2004. A year later, she became involved in several planned condominium projects, including Ivana Las Vegas, an ambitious development that never materialized. Despite these setbacks, she remained determined. In 2010, Ivana took legal action against the Finnish fashion company Ivana Helsinki, accusing them of using her name on women's clothing without her approval. This lawsuit emphasized her commitment to protecting her personal brand and reputation. Ivana also made an impact as an author. She published several books, starting with For Love Alone in 1992 and Free to Love in 1993. In 1995, she wrote a self-help book titled The Best Is Yet to Come, Coping with Divorce and Enjoying Life Again, sharing her insights on rebuilding life after separation. Her writing extended beyond books. From June 1995 to January 2010, she shared relationship and life advice in her column Ask Ivana, published in Globe magazine. In February 1999, she launched her own lifestyle magazine, Ivana's Living in Style, and later contributed to Divorce magazine in 2001. In 2017, she published her autobiography, Raising Trump, where she reflected on her childhood, personal journey, and the experiences of raising her children with Donald Trump. This book gave readers a deeper look into her life beyond the spotlight. Ivana wasn't just an entrepreneur and writer, she was also a familiar face in the media. In April 1988, she and Donald appeared together on The Oprah Winfrey Show, followed by an interview on BBC's Wogan in May of that year. After their divorce, Ivana sat down with Barbara Walters for ABC's 2020. This interview caused a stir, leading Donald to cut off her alimony payments and announce plans to sue her for damages. In 1992, Ivana returned to The Oprah Winfrey Show with a bold statement. "I will not let men dominate me anymore." Her words resonated with many, reinforcing her image as a strong and independent woman. She even made a brief appearance in Hollywood. In the 1996 film The First Wives Club, she delivered a now famous line. "Ladies, you have to be strong and independent. And remember, don't get mad, get everything," became iconic. In 2006, Ivana took on reality television, hosting a special titled Ivana Young Man on the Oxygen Network. The show focused on helping wealthy middle-aged women find younger partners. 4 years later, she participated in the UK reality series Celebrity Big Brother 7, finishing in 7th place. After her divorce, Ivana built a life that showcased her adaptability and determination. From launching businesses and writing books to making media appearances, she proved that she was far more than just the ex-wife of a high-profile businessman. Ivana Trump's romantic journey. After her split from Donald Trump, Ivana embarked on a new chapter, finding companionship with Italian businessman Riccardo Mazzucchelli. Their romance was filled with grand gestures, including a room covered in roses after a lunch date. Riccardo first proposed with a 10-carat diamond ring, which Ivana declined. 3 years later, he tried again with a Burmese sapphire, and she accepted. They married in 1995, but their union lasted only 20 months. Riccardo later claimed he had given Ivana more than Donald ever did, but their relationship ended in legal disputes. Ivana sued him for $15 million for violating their confidentiality agreement, settling out of court. Riccardo passed away in 2017 at 74. In 1997, Ivana found love again with Count Roffredo Gaetani dell'Aquila d'Aragona Lovatelli. Their passionate relationship lasted until Gaetani's tragic passing in 2005. An Italian aristocrat and president of Ferrari of Long Island, Gaetani was once known as a collector of girls' Ferraris and millions. His adventurous past even included a nude film appearance and an attempt to challenge actor Mickey Rourke to a boxing match. But when Gaetani met Ivana in Monte Carlo, he seemed ready to put his wild lifestyle behind him. He frequently emphasized his shift in priorities, saying, "Now my life is just work and work," signaling his move from a flashy socialite to a serious businessman. Despite his noble status, Gaetani was down to earth, often frustrated by everyday struggles like New York's Cross-Bronx Expressway. He showered Ivana with gifts, including a red Ferrari for her birthday, never revealing its cost. Even Donald Trump spoke highly of him, calling him a high-quality guy, a contrast to his previous remarks about Mazzucchelli. One of their strongest bonds was their shared love for speed and luxury. Gaetani took Ivana to the Ferrari factory in Italy, where she impressed test drivers by handling an F1 car at 200 miles per hour. Her skiing background translated into expert control on the track, leaving Gaetani in awe of her skill. Their relationship was more than just romance. It was a fusion of passion, adventure, and admiration. Gaetani's death left a void in Ivana's life, but their love story remained a testament to their shared excitement for life. Ivana Trump's final love and tragic farewell. Ivana Trump's fourth and final marriage was filled with both joy and heartbreak. She fell in love with Rossano Rubicondi, a much younger Italian actor and businessman. Their romance moved quickly, and in April 2008, they had a lavish wedding at Mar-a-Lago, hosted by her ex-husband, Donald Trump. The event was extravagant and attended by many notable guests. However, their happiness was short-lived, and just a year later, in 2009, they separated. Despite their official split, their relationship continued for another decade, marked by multiple breakups and reconciliations. In 2018, they even appeared together on Italy's version of Dancing with the Stars, showcasing their undeniable chemistry. While audiences enjoyed watching them, their off-screen relationship remained turbulent. By 2019, they decided to part ways for good. Ivana explained that the long distance made their relationship difficult, and their romance had naturally come to an end. However, they remained close friends and were seen together in Manhattan as late as July 2021. On October 29, 2021, Rubicondi passed away unexpectedly at just 49 years old. His father, Claudio, revealed that Rossano had been battling liver cancer, but it was not the cause of his death. Instead, a blood vessel ruptured in his lung, causing him to collapse in the bathtub. Ivana was devastated by his passing. Italian film director Roberto Alessi, a close friend of Rossano, even suggested there had been rumors that the two might reconcile and remarry. Despite their complex history, his death deeply affected Ivana, leaving her heartbroken and alone. Less than a year later, on July 14, 2022, Ivana was found dead at the bottom of the stairs in her Manhattan home. The New York City medical examiner confirmed she died from injuries sustained in a fall. She was 73 years old.
How are you doing today?
You know, I'm in shock. I'm totally devastated.
I know the news of Ivana Trump, it's shocked you to your core. What has the last 24 hours been like for you?
Well, you know, I've spent a lot of time looking at old pictures and sort of reminiscing through the times that we've spent together.
Her close friend Nikki Haskell spoke about Ivana's final months, revealing that she was deeply saddened after Rossano's death and had withdrawn from social life. She became increasingly isolated, fearful of COVID-19, and canceled her usual summer trip to Saint-Tropez. According to Haskell, Ivana had not been out or done anything at all in the time leading up to her passing. Rossano's death had left her feeling lonely and lost, and photos from his memorial showed the depth of her grief. Her final years were marked by sorrow, but her legacy as a strong, glamorous, and resilient woman remains unforgettable. Health battles and a tragic fall. Ivana Trump had some big health problems near the end of her life. She became more and more of a homebody because she was very scared of getting sick with COVID-19. Even though she had lots of friends who wanted to see her, she stayed in her house in New York City. She also had trouble moving around. Her hip hurt a lot, and this made it hard for her to do things she liked to do. A friend named Zach Erdem said that Ivana's pain kept her at home a lot. She missed things like going out to eat at her favorite places because her hip made it too hard to walk. Her hip problems started when she was a professional skier. That job was very hard on her body. She also had a fall in a restaurant after tripping over someone's bag. This made her pain even worse and made her feel even more upset. The death of her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicondi, also made her very sad. Even though Ivana said she was not depressed, she told Haskell that she was very sad after Rossano passed away. She had a complicated relationship with him, but she loved him very much. At first, people thought Ivana had died from natural causes. The fire department was called because someone was having heart problems. But later, the people who examined her body said that she died because of injuries to her middle section from falling down the stairs in her house. They said it was an accident. After Ivana died, her helper and a cleaning lady tried to get in touch with her, but could not. They asked a maintenance worker for help, and he was able to open the door. They found Ivana's body next to a cup of coffee that had spilled. This sad accident happened even though her friends had worried about the stairs in her house. Nikki Haskell said the stairs were dangerous and that she was afraid someone would fall. She even said she would not stay at Ivana's house because the stairs were too steep. Another person who had visited her house said that the stairs had not been fixed up in a long time and that the carpet was worn out. This might have been why Ivana fell. Inside Ivana's million-dollar estate. Ivana Trump left behind an estate worth about $34 million, with most of it going to her 3 children, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump. She also left assets to close friends and had intended to include her ex-husband, Rossano Rubicondi, but he had passed away before her. Her most valuable asset was her New York City townhouse near Central Park, listed for sale at $26.5 million. The proceeds will be split equally among her children. While their father has provided financial support, they have built their own wealth, with Ivanka being the most financially successful due to her business ventures and marriage. Ivana also showed generosity to longtime family employee Dorothy Curry, who started as a nanny and later became her assistant. Curry received a Florida condo worth over $1 million and was entrusted with Ivana's dog, Tiger Trump. Eric Trump described Curry as a second mother to him. Eric Trump is responsible for managing the estate, with an accountant as a backup. Ivana owned properties overseas, including one in Saint-Tropez she intended for Rubicondi, and another left to friend Evelyn Galette. The nature of her relationship with Galette remains unclear. Ivana also donated to charity, directing that all her clothes, except fur coats, go to the American Red Cross and the Salvation Army. The furs were to be sold, with proceeds going to her children. Since Ivana's estate exceeds $12 million, it is subject to a federal estate tax of up to 40%, potentially amounting to $8.7 million. Her will states that her estate should cover these taxes. Her legacy reflects a life of resilience, success, and generosity, leaving a lasting impact on her children and those close to her. And that wraps up the tragic story of Ivana Trump's final marriage. What do you think was the most shocking part of her last relationship? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures. And before you go, check out one of the 2 videos on your screen. You won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.